Still Rubbing Minds, and I've been discussing with the grassroots coordinator for the APC in New York, Lola J. Salvador, and we've talked about women becoming the change they want. And now I want us to look at women in the corporate world, women in employment. Sometimes, women are discriminated against because they say, oh, you're going to go on maternity leave, you're going to have, you won't be able to work as well because of your menstrual period, and that always discourages women from putting in the work because they want to balance family. So what can we do to make women really excel in their jobs?
This is 2016.
Yeah.
There's so many women in the corporate ladder right now. And for the men to understand our nature, this is part of all. This is not something we can just say, okay, I can do it today, I cannot do it tomorrow. Men, they need to understand our nature. We're a plus to them, we're a plus to the company. Whatever we bring into the company is a plus for them. Yeah. But they need to respect our nature, regardless of what. It's our job, it's our skill that matters. They should recognize that, and also whatever that's going on with us. They have wives, they have mothers, they have sisters.
And maybe they feel that wives and mothers belong in the kitchen, they belong taking care of the children, and they can't see them as equals in the boardroom.
Okay, then I need that person to wake up. This is the age of iPod, computers, and all that stuff, and you're still 20 years or 50 years behind. That person needs to wake up. That company needs to wake up. That CEO needs to wake up. This is 2016. Women are owning companies, women are having PhD or whatever, whatnot. This is us. Acknowledge us. Accept us. We're there. And like, I'm not going to quote the data or whatever, but I think about 80% of women, married women, single women, are in a job place right now, doing fantastic. Owning CEO, owning companies.
And they're still managing to balance
and
the home
we can
front.
Manage. That is how we are being made of, to balance. We will carry the pregnancy, give birth, breastfeed, answer the phone, cook, drive. Yeah. Come on.
Sometimes what people say is that the fact that women don't get to stay long enough in school, that's why they're not able to reach the top. And there are studies that show that there are more female children out of school compared to male children. And in a country like Nigeria, there's a high premium on the male child. And when it comes to sending children to school, the male is always the priority.
When I see that could go along with religion and also culture. Some cultures still believe that women's place is in the kitchen. And at the same time, you want to use the phone. You want to use a computer. You want to fly. You want to go to another country. And you still believe that women's place is in the kitchen? Come on.
Because some parents will say, if I educate this child, this girl child, she's still going to end up as somebody's wife, and all my investment will go to another man's family. They just always see the woman as, get married, have children, and keep the circle of life going. Like, women are almost not allowed to dream as children.
That goes back to the grassroots movement. If we can get out more, go into the community, go into the village, let them know, this is us, this is women doing this and that. Some women are at the head of the house right now. Some women, even though she wasn't sent to school, at the end of the day, she struggled to become something. And she is the head of that household right now. The father now regrets what he did by not sending her to school at all.
Yeah.
So we need to start this movement to stop all this early marriage, not debarring female from going to school. We need to wake up.
I like how you touch on early marriage, because in the news has been Ese Oruru's case. And some people will say, we allow our kids to go to school, yet we're putting them in danger because on the way to school they could get kidnapped, they could get forced into early marriages, anything can happen to them. And women are more vulnerable, the girl child is more vulnerable than the male child. So that's a major issue, violence against women.
This is not only in Nigeria, and it's so sad that with the amount of education that we have now, not only in Nigeria, in China is going on, in India is going on. In Nigeria, we need to set up more awareness. Awareness is the key.
Awareness is the key. So do you think the girl child should be taught how to protect herself, maybe by doing martial classes, how to, get out of a sticky situation, how to defend yourself, the numbers to call? What can parents even do at home?
Okay, that brings back to my role as a mother.
Yeah.
And the word communication is not only for for telephone.
Yeah.
You need to have a round table. You need to have serious talk. Back in the days, they would tell you, oh, you're not allowed to, you're not privileged to know this, what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Now, you need to sit your children down, male or female. Let them know what's going on.
Yeah.
Where not to touch, who not to speak to. It's not everybody you speak to outside, even though you know them.
Yes.
You need to explain things to your children. Communicate with your children is very key. When this is a very passionate information to me, you need to speak up. Tell your children, talk to your children. In Nigeria or where I grew up from, they don't talk to you.
So we need to speak to our children, but what about parents who send their young girls into early marriages, maybe as you said, because of religion or culture? How can we put an end to child marriage and let the law of the land rise above anybody's culture?
I think with the government that we have now,
yes,
they need to step up, make it a law. As a law,
let's say a rule, like we don't need to have that on the news.
We need to have a law, protecting female children, protecting these young children. A 12-year-old, 14-year-old, this is sad, and we need to step up.
And if that child at 12 years old is made to be a mother when she's still growing up, what's the chance of her ever going to rise to the peak of her potential, maybe become a leader or, rise up the corporate ladder? It's already cut short because the parents have just allowed culture to overrule the realities. As you keep saying, this is 2016. Just because we did it 200 years ago doesn't make it right.
Well, we need to go back to the community. The mosque needs to stand up too. The churches, this is going on under their roof. What is the impact to this? What are they doing to stop all this? They can sit down and talk about do this, do that in their mosque. They can fashion this thing into their issue also, to their debate, to their teaching. This has to stop. Enough of young children suffering, going through all this, and it's also a lack of education.
Yes.
Education.
So it's all connected.
It's all connected. Education is very paramount. Without that, there's nothing going on. If you don't educate your children.
What do you think should be done to the people who are found guilty of allowing this child marriage to continue? Parents who don't let their girl children go to school, parents who allow their girl child to be raped, because sometimes a girl is raped, but they're afraid to report it. The parents are the ones saying, let's keep it quiet. We don't want a stigma on the family name. What can the government do to send a strong message so that others would be deterred from trying that?
I think Lagos State has some kind of law right now.
Yes, with rape.
With rape. We need to set a rule also. No parent is above the law.
Yeah.
No matter what. If you know this is your act, this is what you believe, then you don't feel to be a parent. There has to be a rule. There has to be a law guiding all this. So I think the government, the local government, the state government, the federal government, they all need to get together. Okay. Give us something that we can work with.
Okay, final words, as we've celebrated International Women's Day, what can we do to keep the plight of women in the news, in the consciousness of people?
Awareness, awareness, awareness. We need to stand up. We need to get out there, be part of the community, be part of the people, talk to your people, communicate with people regardless of where you are, color, religion, I don't care. Get out there, talk to people. This is a woman's world now. We make an impact with them. We're helping the community. Without us, there's no them. Let's tell them that.
Thank you so much. So you've heard it. Awareness, awareness, awareness. Let's get engaged. As women, we cannot afford to sit on the fence. We must keep the women's movement going on long after International Women's Day. Please stay with us, because after the break, I'll be sitting down to chat with our guest, who is a winner very recently. You don't want to miss that.